Hey everybody. Hey Dennis, how you doing? Ooh. Sorry I'm a little late. Rushing to get home. Hey Mario. I can't tell you how crazy it's been over in the northeast. We've had like 5 really bad winter storms. Hey Tabitha. Hey Asterisks. I can't speak. I have a New York lisp. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. These guys took a really long time to get here. We got Cyclone. We got Biker. Still getting used to these packages. I like those. And then we have Lupinranger. Because I had him out. So I don't know, is it okay if I do Cyclone first? End with Biker? Is that okay with everybody? It's up to you. I can do Biker first too. Going once, going twice. I'm going to do Cyclone. Good. There's a look at the box. You know, standard Sentai boxing. Besides this whole, the front flap thing. Cyclone, it's not so bad. I actually like it on here. Because there's not so much space. Biker's sort of like the rest of everybody. But it's cool. They're playing around with things. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the year looks. I know last year with Kojishi Voyager, that box box packaging was completely different to anything we've ever had. So that's something I'm interested in. Let me see if I can. I would like to not wreck the box. I like that. I don't know what Good Striker's deal is. I just know that I trust him more than I do Kogure right now. I don't know where his allegiances lie. He's a buster. Yeah, he's a buster. You can't trust the butler. Okay. So that's how he comes. It's nice, basic. Here are the instructions. Okay, so I slapped them together. There we go. It's an interesting color for a mecha to be. I like that those turn. Yeah, it's cool. Let's try them out in the changer. Could be. Kogure might not be evil, but Q3 catalog picks are actually out this week. The meeting is supposed to be Wednesday in Japan, so anytime Tuesday night into Thursday, Friday for information. If you follow my Twitter, which you probably do if you're watching this, I'll be reporting on it. As soon as Cranjo puts up official information, I'll put up the confirmed toy list. And then Saturday, I'm probably going to do another live stream explaining both the Lupinranger, Ranger stuff and the build stuff. Let's try them out. Uh-huh. Okay. Very fun sound effects. So in the case of the toy catalogs, in the case of the toy catalogs, they're not so much leaks as they are official information, sort of. Oh, I did forget the dial. You're right. I'll try that again. I got it later. Doesn't want to dial for me. I'll try that again. First, so with the toy catalogs, it's officially released information. They have a general date per quarter when they come out. For third quarter, it's always first week of April. It used to be the first Thursday of April. This year, we're doing first Wednesdays. Not sure why that changed, but okay, let me try this again. There we go. 3, 1, 9. Masquerade. Cyclone boost. Yes. The third quarter is usually, for Super Sentai, usually the movie mecha, any power-ups, and then sometimes even a tease for the final mecha. It depends. Oh, I'm so excited for that V-Cinema. Basco, Melee, Juzo, and Escape. It's kind of nuts. Okay, let's go ahead and attach him. Very complicated instructions. Okay. Sorry, I think I missed that question. Oh, there we go. So that's pretty easy. Snaps out, kind of looks like that. I like him. He's got like a frog sort of coloring. That's my jam. Yeah, no, we'll probably get for build, we'll get a new movie rider, as is per tradition, and then we'll get the rabbit dragon form. Because that's just how Toy likes to do things. Okay, let me de-transform yellow here. Fly away. Okay, here we go. Kind of backwards. And there we go. That is Lupinranger. Yeah. That is Lupinranger Cyclone. I like it. I like that coloration, the blue, green, and red. For both of these mecha combinations, actually. It really pops. I like it. Yeah, I'm trying not to talk too much in the way of spoilers. But yeah, I mean, at least it's sort of, I mean, you gotta remember who the target audience is here. But I think it's also just a coloration thing. The green and yellow might look kind of weird together. Ooh. That gets stuck in there. Any questions while I'm changing out these mecha here? I guess not. Yeah, so sometime Saturday we'll be doing a live stream where I can sort of go through the toy catalogs with everybody and translate any text that's there. I don't watch Boku no Hero Academia. I've been trying to find time to watch it. Hey Hassan, thank you. Mute's fine. I'm not saying anything all too interesting, so. Goodbye. Hey, Toku Paradox. Now we're getting to that point where there's too many versus vehicles for this shelf. I gotta figure out what I'm doing. I really do like how those rotors come together, though. It's just kind of cool that they sort of go over each other. Oh, there is never enough. I have read both MMPR 25 and Go-Go Power Rangers number 8. I'm all caught up. I don't know if everybody in the comments is caught up. It's a crazy issue. Definitely bold. A bold choice for Mr. Higgins. We have our green. There's going to be some kind of romance story between Draken and Ranger Slayer. What it is, we don't know. But there'll be something. As for the Fusion Rider, that rumor, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it. I like the designs. They're pretty cool. I don't want to say it's definitely fake or definitely real because I don't know. It looks realistic as to what Plex would be drawing for a Rider booklet like that. That kind of thing would come from a third-party source. Yeah, she's Kimberly, and that's been widely spread, so. Yeah, so that kind of booklet, we've seen that before, for Kamen Rider and for Super Sentai. That comes through those not Bandai third-party channels that advertise during the show, so like the sausage guys, like the Ranger sausage, that kind of thing, the things that come with the stickers or the cards. It's very fanficky, but it also is going to be the last Heisei series. Yes, the leaks for the new decade. Also, that the decade design sort of makes me think that it could be real. It just looks like Toei's drawings of decade a lot. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to get a title for the new Kamen Rider in May, June sometime. So when we get that title, we'll kind of be able to tell, I think, whether or not these are real. Because with this kind of, the Victim Rangers. Yeah, I heard about the Victim Rangers. So the Fourze, the launcher states is actually from the Fourze novel. So it is described in the novel as being blue and with 4 launchers on it. And that it looks like Fourze. Pretty much. So that alone, if there was no Fourze novel with a launcher states in it, I would say the fact that it looks like the thing from DeviantArt confirms that it's fake, but I mean, the Pata Ranger already fuse. If you're saying like a fusion of old Super Sentai teams, maybe for an anniversary, that's a little bit hard to do as far as mecha is concerned. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to know a little bit more on everything as the weeks go by, and this week we'll at least have a better idea of what the Lupinranger toy line is going to look like. Because I know people are worried about future combinations and where Good Striker plays in those combinations and that kind of thing. Boom. That's what I'm saying though, Dennis. The design from DeviantArt is the same as what it's described in the book. It describes his form in the book as that. And it's also, if you look at it, at the DeviantArt picture, because people have been linking that to me, it's not exactly what's in the picture. It's just, if you're going to do a launcher states where he has 4 launchers, it's Fourze. If you look at the design that with the leaks, you can see that he has different switches in his belt, and the arm symbols are kind of representative of his base form. So it's weird. It's also weird if you were gonna try and pass this off as real. It's a weird thing to include because everybody else is sort of stuff we've seen, kind of, sort of. So you have Cyclone. You have Cyclone, Kamen Rider Cyclone. You have, I guess it's Jimba Melon arms, which we haven't really seen, but we assumed we know what it looks like. And who else? Launcher States, and there was a fourth guy. I'm forgetting too many things. My point is, if I were doing a leak, right? That's also from the novel. If I was doing, hello, Cool Side Productions. If I was gonna do one of these leaks myself, I would include stuff that, you know, is not hard to believe, like just regular final forms. But yeah, I don't know. It looks decent enough where it could be real. I don't disprove anything out of hand. I would like to disprove it if it is real. If anybody has any source of any kind that could say for certainty that it's fake, then please let me know and I will share that around. Alrighty. I spent so much money on these things. Speaking of spending money, so I got these two things from Image Anime. You can go to their website, imageanime.com. They are not a sponsor of the show, but they've been really, really nice to me, so I just figured I'd shout that out. They have the entire Lupinranger toy line on sale. Even the VS badges that you could only get for Good Striker. So, Mario, if you could send me that, like actually where that source is from, I will spread that around because, again, it's legitimate enough where it looks good, but I have some doubts, and I would like to disprove it if I can. So, you know, link me on Twitter, and I will get that spread around. Alrighty. Okay, Biker comes kind of, sort of in the same way. I do like that the boxes have different sizes, just they're trying to save on packaging and all that good stuff. Here's up close. I love that there's a little biker molded in. I don't know, the trigger machines just do something. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, it kind of just swings out when you press it. It can recoil, that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. It's the least active, I think, of the trigger machines. Let's give it a whirl here. There is no more info about the Ultraman series. Like that. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's got that Deca Break feeling to it. Lots of fun. Alrighty. So yeah, as far as design, Biker probably takes it. I do like Cyclone a lot better in hand than from pictures. That the green that it is painted with sort of gets very stark in pictures. The toy line is starting to look a little bit Transformer-ish. I don't mind that. Kind of funny considering the way things are going for Power Rangers. But yeah, I like that. I like this Osprey look for this and the Biker. Let's make that combination. Makes sense. So to transform him, hit the trigger. This pops out. There you go. So, the whole April Fool's thing, one, it did come out before April Fool's. Yes, that doesn't mean that it can't be an April Fool's joke. Definitely can. There we go. I like that. So cool. So that's Patso Kaiser, Biker. The next set of Robo combinations get creative names. These sort of just get the Gal Ranger additional thing, or I shouldn't say Gal Ranger, but the Bokenger level. That's really cool. Alrighty. So for the leaks, or I should say leaks, because they came out around April Fool's doesn't necessarily mean that they're fake. It's just that there's a high chance that they're fake. Those Go Buster figures are amazing, and I would buy them. So exhausted from this weekend. I'm sorry, guys. But those leaks, just because something comes out around April Fool's doesn't mean it's fake. We've had rider information in the past come out around then and be correct, just because of where we are in the year. The current rider series is finishing up. The next one is coming out. A lot of the third-party suppliers are getting their information. After this quarter, after this week, that's it. Build is done as far as the marketing is concerned. Except for like V-Cinema stuff. Everything is out. So the next thing to consider is the rider for 2018 and 2019. I'm stuttering so bad. Yeah, so it's not impossible. It's just unlikely. I would wait until we get a trademark to see. But if, like I said, if Mario has this link, we can disprove it now and save ourselves the trouble. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave Pat Kaiser with this. And I think I'm actually going to give him the Cyclone for an arm and see how that looks. Does anybody have any questions? I don't want to go too late tonight. That actually looks really cool. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah. Next Rider Series or Ultra Series that I'd like to see. Well, I don't really watch Ultraman. So I guess just something that would get me interested in watching Ultraman. I watch a lot of shows. So the last Ultraman that I watched, kind of, sort of, is Nexus. I don't know. Build is doing a pretty good job of getting all the Heisei tropes in there without them being tropes. It feels like early Heisei again. I guess just something that celebrates the era. They're kind of doing that with Build already, though, so I'm not sure what the next step would be. I don't know. I could go for some, like, partner monsters again, like in Ryuki. Something like that would be cool. We kind of have them in Kiva, but I feel like Kiva didn't really do much with the partner monsters. So, you know, it was kind of the Deno thing, but it wasn't. I could see something like that working again. We'll see. That's kind of my thing. I'm a Digimon Pokemon fan, so anytime that I can get all my nerd interests in one show, that's kind of what I'm looking for. The idea of 3 Ultraman in one show is interesting. I feel like that hasn't been done before. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I don't watch it, so I wouldn't know. But that'll be interesting, I think. Any other questions? I like him so much. Okay. I guess if there are any questions, I'll answer them when they pop up. Like I said, thanks to Image Anime for being so cool and getting me all this stuff. I love picking up my toys versus waiting for them in the mail. That's not knocking any of the other online stores. It's just I can literally, you know, go out to lunch in the city, pick up my stuff, and come back versus waiting 2 weeks in the mail and not knowing where my stuff is. It's a good feeling. And, you know, there's something really satisfying about going into the store and being able to pick out the one that you want, that kind of thing. So that's cool. And then, like I said, Saturday we're doing a live stream about the third quarter. And I'll answer anybody's questions, including what the Japanese says. Any theories about Gangler or Patoran X / Lupin X? I mean, the only thing that makes sense right now is that Lupin X, Patoran X is the descendant of Lupin. Because he's going to be this mysterious Shurikenger type character, if the catalog is to be believed. So, you know, I don't see him being anybody else but this mysterious character that we already know about. I don't think he's going to be Zamigo. Zamigo killed people. Not a good look for a Ranger. It depends, honestly, on when we get the catalog pictures. I'm planning around 2 p.m. I'll put out a poll, actually, when we get the information. And/or pictures, and I kind of decide based on how many people can actually show up. But I'm thinking around 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm around all day, so it sort of doesn't matter to me, but it's whenever you guys can watch. I'm cool doing anytime before 8, because 8 is Kamen Rider build time, and I will not be disturbed. The last episode of Build was something else. And Lupinranger, Patoranger, pretty great always. It's a good year for Toku. Definitely. Okay, next toy that we will be unboxing after the live stream on Saturday is Blade Dial Fighter and Scissor Dial Fighter, which come in a set, and at the same time I will also be... Yeah, exactly. No, I would never do this during superhero time. So it'll be before. If not before, then after, but I'll be tired after, so before. Yeah, so next up is Scissor Dial Fighter and Blade Dial Fighter, and then also packaged with that, hopefully, will be Hammer Dial Fighter. I don't really feel like paying extra for another giveaway. Hey, ZJZR. Yeah, so I'll end it soon. Let's say 5 more minutes for any questions that you guys have while I stare awkwardly at this toy. He's so precious. It's good. It's a good minute of silence on the webs. Yeah, I don't know. What are we thinking about the whole Power Rangers Hasbro thing now that it's sunken in? That it's actually a thing that's happening. No, Magma was always going to be first because of the toy releases. So Magma's out in April, Evol is out in May, along with the other Evol forms, the Rabbit and Dragon forms. And then Genius is out in June. So for the most part, without fail, you can tell when something is going to come on the show based on when the toy releases. That's not always the case. Sometimes they change it, but... Do I follow the Power Rider series by Henshin and Helmets? I don't. I would like to. I know that something happened with Toei and copyright on YouTube today. It happens. Toei hates anything that they own being on YouTube by not themselves. Even if it's in a review purpose or if it's in parody, they usually fight to get that taken down. Like Team 4-Star with the Dragon Ball Z stuff. I feel like since day one have had a problem with them. And you know, it sucks, but it is their product. You can't tell them not to do that. It's not really... The internet... I shouldn't say the internet, but social media is a new thing when it comes to Japan, and YouTube and Twitter and all that other stuff. I'm surprised that Toei even does that at all. That's a good question, actually. So I like fan-made stuff. I think it's great that the community can be so creative. It sort of toes the line. You know, how creative is it versus how much are you using of the stuff? If it's straight parody, I feel like you really can't censor that. But it's also a footage thing, you know, like these, I guess not for Kamen Rider so much, even though it is licensed other places. You know, like Kamen Rider airs here in the US on TV Japan just like 6 years after, or whatever it is. So I think Wizard was on this past year. Yeah, it is promoting the material, but also remember YouTube is monetized. So as much as it's promoting the material, Toei would also rather you be watching their YouTube. Now, Americans and non-Japanese people not in Japan at least, can't. At least not the TV Asahi YouTube. But they would rather the attention be on that. They also just don't think parody is a funny thing. If you notice, very rarely do you get outtakes in Japanese movies or TV. So that's my take on that. Hi, Epicure. I forget what the last question was that just passed me. I'm sorry. Oh, Zord Builder. Yeah, Zord Builder... I don't like Zord Builder. I like the idea behind it. I think it kind of ruins the design of all the robots and combinations just because they're trying to fit in the playability. And not that the playability is a bad thing, it just... I feel like it takes away from the design. So I think Hasbro will probably do away with that. That's not to say that they won't replace it. But I think this first year is going to be them getting their feet planted as far as Power Rangers is concerned. I think it's going to be very simple. We'll get, you know, the stuff that we got in Go Busters. We'll get maybe action figures. And then maybe some peripheral items like Nerf Power Ranger stuff. Other Hasbro properties using Power Rangers. That kind of thing. Yeah, the intellectual property debate is always interesting to get into. Morpher, definitely. All the roleplay stuff, I feel like they're going to come out with. Do you think they'll actually do a TF crossover now? In what way? In the toys? I feel like it's almost a definite. In the comics, that's going to depend on IDW is their publisher. Yeah, it depends on IDW publishing with Transformers. They seem to be on the on the outs, honestly, from what I've heard from friends. So, could Transformers maybe come over to Boom? I mean, weird stuff is happening in the nerd world. And, you know, I would let Boom write whatever they want. Yeah, repaints, I mean, you know. Flip them around. There's Cyclone, right there for you. That beautiful green. They could do repaints. They could do Transformers style Power Rangers. I'm very curious as to what the Megazords are going to actually look like. You know, do we get villain Megazords? I would like to see that. A lot of people have expressed that to me, that it's something that they would want. Honestly, we kind of have to... I'm not saying buy things if they're bad, because I feel like that's how we got into the situation with Bandai America. Not that I bought Power Ranger toys. I've been Sentai only for a while, outside of Legacy and the movie. That's fair. Listen, I think it's important to support the brand if you can. If you absolutely can't, you know, I think they understand that. I feel like, though, I'm not sure how much it would be. I feel like you could get some version of Amazon to ship it out globally, but don't quote me on that. Eventually it's going to come there, and it sucks that it's not available globally, but I'm not sure how the comics industry works when it comes to that. But I do know it's different than, say, TV and licensing that way. So, I appreciate you trying to do the right thing, at least. Q-Ranger V Cinema and Opinions. Yeah. Listen, I paid $20-something to get issue 25. I read... So, here's the thing. I feel like if you can support the comic, or else the comic's going to go away. That's the long and short of it. I spent... You know, I understand money is hard for some people. I don't have a lot. I mean, I have enough to spend on plastic, but for issue 25, I actually bought it digitally in the morning to read it, so that was $5, and then I spent another $25 on a physical copy. So, $30 to one comic. But I felt good about it. Sorry, disturbance. Yeah, I think if you can support the comic, support the comic. If you can't, then you can't, but... Can I ship you one copy? I only have one copy. I have a digital copy and the one copy, but I need a physical copy. You'll be able to find it. I would check eBay, honestly. You might be able to find a better deal that way. I would even actually check... I don't know if they ship internationally. Maybe somebody can help me with that. But, like, Midtown Comics, which is where I get most of my comics from, they ship out places. They might have a better deal than Amazon going. Yeah, I don't know. Q-Ranger V Cinema. Very excited. Those villains are some of my favorites. I like Hami as a character. I think it's nice that she's getting her own movie, essentially. Buying the variants is not cheap, but people like to do it. You know, if it's your thing, it's your thing. So I am okay with one cover, but some people are not. See, $16 though for international shipping from them is not bad. I think, you know, you kind of gotta. If you can't do it, you can't do it. But that's sort of what it's gonna be. It's like shipping anything else. So it sucks, but, you know, eventually it'll find its way over there, I think. I think Shout is able to ship easier. It's two different kinds of media. Though with Shout, you run into different problems because it's a licensing thing, like who has Super Sentai and whatever. I like the Shout collections, actually, on that topic. I really do. Don't ever buy from Shout directly. Every time I've bought from Shout directly, I get broken DVD cases. I don't know why. I order Shout stuff from Amazon, Target, it comes great. The 2 times I've ordered, or I guess 3 times I've ordered from Shout directly, broken DVD cases. Oh, okay. Well, Power Rangers then is kind of there. They have that for the most part, except for what Lionsgate has, so. Wow, we're at 40 minutes of just me babbling. Okay, I'll take 2 more questions, and then I gotta go have a tea or something. My voice is going. What do you have to say, Goody? You think Shout will go past Go-Onger in terms of release since Lionsgate has Samurai Forward? Lionsgate having Samurai Forward isn't going to stop them from going past that because Saban has the rights. I'll do later, Epicure. Yeah, me too. I'm Team Lupinranger, but I like Pato Kaiser as far as display pieces go. No. Lionsgate having the rights for Samurai and Onward, if they even have them anymore, because we really don't know, wouldn't stop Shout from releasing Go-Onger, Shinkenger, Go-Sager, Go-Kaiser, whatever. Excuse me. It's a rights game. It's actually Shout gonna... Will Shout have, at that point, the interest to go and pay money to Toei to use it? Yeah, Pato Ranger's handling the comedy very well, which lets the Lupinranger handle the other stuff really well. So it's a very well-balanced year, I think. I have not heard that, Epicure. If you want to link me to that, that'd be pretty cool. I could share that around. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Anything that you think would be of note to, other fans, please share with me. I'll share it around. Kogure and Hilltop could be the same guy, I guess. Or they're working for the Lupin descendant. Yeah, I haven't heard anything one way or another. I know that he provided all the suits for Shattered Grid, that little special, but I don't know if it's coming off of that. If Kogure's a gangler, he's trying to take over the gangler, so it's possible. Thanks. Yeah, let me know. Tag me if you find anything. Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely possible. There were certain leak sounds in the VS Changer, 3 in particular, that hint at certain future things. I don't want to talk about them here because I don't know who has looked at the list and who hasn't. Hopefully this quarter catalog will sort of clarify some of those sounds and what they do. Yeah, okay, that's it for me. I am starting to just sort of pass out, actually. Long weekend. So much cold. Okay, have a good night, guys, and stay tuned to the Twitter at @TheRealMattHunt for future rumors and third quarter catalog stuff. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm sorry I babbled. Need to really streamline things on here. Have a good night. Later. Thank you, guys. Bye.